and welcome back to Life with RAB. You're watching RA Budgets. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you for being here. If you're new to the channel, I am 30 years old, working as a dietitian. I'm also in the military, and I am just working on improving my financial literacy, my financial situation, all the things. I don't want to be in the same place that I'm in this year, next year. So I'm working on getting my finances together. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right on into a week one recap. Couple surprises happened last week, and then our look ahead for week two. So last week I had my Wi-Fi bill, $90 due. I forgot to put on my calendar for last week, my Apple iCloud and my We Salute donation. Those were $10 each. Then I also had an Affirm Amazon payment due for $23. So those were my expected fixed expenses. And then I received the remaining delayed portion of my drill check last week. That was $202. And then I received on Friday a return on an investment that my father made into some old school car, and he sent me, a portion of the money from it that he had anticipated to be able to give me. Love him, appreciate him so much for doing that. He obviously didn't have to, but that's my dad. So looking ahead for week two. So we had already, today is Monday, August 11th. So we had already our Affirm Home Depot charge come out and our gas bill charge. So this was $176 for our appliances, and gas bill was $48. The rest of this week, we will have my gym membership due. That's $28. And then Thursdays are big bill days. Big bills, I don't like Thursdays for this very reason. Yes, it's payday, but it's also the day big bills are due. So listen, we have our car note and connected services and our insurance bill due. But I do have my homeowner's insurance and car insurance bundled into this. And that is $712 for the car note and services and $333 for the insurance. Phone bill is due $43. ComEd bill is due. This ComEd bill right here, y'all, we're gonna have to talk about it later. It was bad. But that is like all of the anticipated expenses that I have for this upcoming week. I did already go ahead, and I don't know if I want to write on here when I do make certain purchases. I feel like, again, it can get too busy, but I'll just try to maybe verbalize it. I did go ahead and get gas on Sunday on my way back into town. I spent $26. Today, I did absolutely go out to Starbucks for breakfast. I spent like $11 on breakfast, and then I also went out to lunch, and I spent $21 on lunch. And then I went and got groceries, and I spent $21 on groceries. So lots of food spending today, but I was just completely beat Sunday. Otherwise, I would have done a little bit of that grocery shopping to avoid having to buy breakfast and lunch this day. But hey, you can't win them all, and moving on to the next, because we don't beat ourselves up on this channel. So that's my look ahead for August. We'll go ahead and pretty much dive in. I did actually want to show y'all really quick. I decided to go ahead and split my expenses into 3 categories. So I have my house and bill expenses, I have personal expenses, and then I have income. So this to me looks a lot better and way less busy compared to this. So I just wanted to show like a little improvement. I did receive $203 from my tertiary source of income, which was drill, and then my quaternary source of income, which was a little bit unexpected last week, was $1,000 from that return on investment in the car. And just as a reminder, we are starting off with $826 in our savings account. I haven't decided if I'm going to leave it in there or if I'm going to drain it and pay down my debt. to therefore lower my monthly minimum payments, my interest on purchases. Again, I was already a little iffy and wishy-washy on if I should be saving money when I have thousands of dollars in debt still. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet and just work on whittling that debt down and then work on emergency savings, because at the end of the day, like I stated in my previous video, if the credit card is paid off, that can absolutely be your quote-unquote emergency fund if you need it to be. Because you have money in there to use and your credit card is not maxed out. So that's kind of my thinking process for it. I'd rather pay it off first, pay it down, and then use it for my month-to-month spending, as well as continue to build my savings after the fact. So the total debt that we're starting off for the month is $7,750. This is including my Home Depot appliance loan, my European Wax Center Wax Pass, and then my credit card, as well as, I have 2 credit cards right now. That will include my credit cards as well. And then I just started to recap what my budget for food is for the month, $300 for just myself. You know, average person is about $75 a week. So $300 for myself to eat out and get groceries a week. A month. Hello. Some people spend good money on their food and, you know, compromise on other areas, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. I love good food too, and I don't eat out as much as I'd like to or as much as I used to, but that's more money going towards my financial readiness. I wanted to show y'all also, I did go ahead and add a few columns because I'm going to make more than one purchase of gas for the month. So again, I dislike that this doesn't have columns, but I'm not going to continue to beat a dead horse. I'm just going to write the columns in moving forward and make sure that I log each week's purchases. And then same thing with like hygiene or any self-care stuff, personal stuff. What didn't make sense to add columns for was monthly bills, so that makes sense if that's only one line or one row of expenses. So that's where we're at with that. And then this is what our spending summary looks like after another week. So this is kind of where we're at. And then I wanted to go through August with y'all really quick. Is this upcoming week we are anticipating again to pay back car note, our insurance bundle. We already took care of Home Depot. Wi-Fi is already taken care of. Gym is an upcoming charge. Phone bill is an upcoming charge, so I'll go ahead and mark that too. Apple iCloud has been taken care of. Charity has been taken care of. And that's where we're at on fixed expenses. And then variable expenses, ComEd. Do y'all see this? Do I need to zoom in or can you read it? $365 for my electric bill last month. Talk at the office was everyone's electric bills had kind of shot up a little bit, but why did mine triple? Why did it triple? This is the part of home ownership that they don't prepare you for. Gas bill was $48, that was taken care of as well, but ComEd is still yet to be taken out of my account. And that is all for our variable expenses apart from groceries. I will just tally this up at the end of the month. I did get an email reminder that I do have my CDR registration maintenance fee for my basically for me to practice as a dietitian. That is due annually, $80. It's due at the end of August. So I do have it tracked. I realize it's going to be hard for me to have a zero-based budget if I don't create a sinking funds section. Those sinking funds will be something that will probably be added. So I will probably have a, you know, daily spending binder, electronic bills binder, and then a sinking funds binder. So I'll get another one of those and make it make sense so I can plan ahead for travel, for fees, for CPEUs if you watched my last budget video, that sort of thing. You know, you kind of just get credits for continuing your professional education. So very self-explanatory. So it costs money to do that though. So you definitely, I do have to be more mindful about putting money away for that sort of thing. So I'm not paying for a $500 seminar because I did it last minute in, what is it, every 5 years? So 2026, 5 years, 2031. doing the same thing again in 2031. Like, that would just not be ideal. So anyway, that is budget for fixed expenses, variable expenses so far for August, as well as unaccounted for expenses. I can say that I did receive some income, so I'll go ahead and mark that in. So I have not received a check yet from my primary job as a dietitian. Secondary check is from Honey. And I did not receive that because he doesn't actually pay me that until the 22nd. So I'll go ahead and knock that down here. He sends money when he gets paid on the 22nd. And then tertiary source of income is drill. So I can say that I got a portion of my drill check, but because this was delayed, I know that I'm going to have another payment this month from the training that I just did. And essentially, I'm gonna have to do this like a little bit split. And I don't necessarily need to do a whole nother row, so I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just gonna do tertiary. We're gonna say, we're gonna say 1 out of 2, and then we'll write 203 here. And then we'll do tertiary 2 out of 2 when I get paid my check from training that I just completed, which I should be receiving that somewhere around the 20th, because normally it's about a week and a half after a training weekend you get your check. So we'll go ahead and wait on that, and whenever that processes, we'll mark that too. So therefore, I have only received a portion of my drill check, and then I actually do need to erase this because I got unexpected expense from my dad as far as that return on investment. So I'll go ahead and do quaternary income. I'm gonna put dad. And that was 1,000. That is where we're at with these expenses. So I will keep this right here off to the side to reference this, because now we are gonna go ahead and budget our cash expenses for the week, our electronic bills expenses, and then we will look ahead for what we have coming up next week. But this week, honestly, is already more than enough. Those like sorts of thoughts and insecurities do creep back in, but it's like, okay, no, you need to recognize that you are in a place where you can pay your bill. You do have a roof over your head. You have gas in your car. So more from a place of gratitude and appreciation than, oh, it's payday, but all my money's gonna be gone by the end of payday. That's okay, because this is why we're doing what we're doing, in order to make it make sense for you. So that's all I can really encourage is, again, do not beat yourself up. Just keep going, get back on track. You fall off the wagon, you fall off the horse, get right back on it. It will be okay. Just try to work on your consistency and also hold yourself accountable and recognize where you have room for improvement. So we'll go ahead and start off with cash spending for this week. Like I said, I already bought gas this week. That was $26. So I have a remaining $74 for the month. So I'm in a good spot for gas right now. Groceries and eating out. I overspent a little bit last week with groceries, and I have $21 for the rest of the week. So I've already gone from 75 to 21, do the math, $54 spent on eating out and groceries already, and it's Monday. It's Monday, so again, forgive yourself and move on. I have $21 for the rest of the week for groceries and eating out, but I also have a full fridge of groceries, and I should not need to eat out unless I want to. And then I also have to keep in the back of my mind, okay, you have a negative balance you're carrying over from last week. You can kind of try to catch that up by saving this $21. And then you think about, oh, I forgot to get some breakfast food when I was at the grocery store today. So you know, we live and we learn. We just move on and forgive ourselves. So that's honestly it for cash. I won't be doing any shopping this week. I'm not getting any hygiene. I got that all last week. Wax Pass isn't due. Hair, self-care. I did get my nails done last week, and that cost $78. So that is cash spending for the rest of the week. Next, we have electronic budgeting. We have quite a few things to pay for, you all. And like I said, it's Thursday this week. It's a bill week. It's a Thursday bill week. So we're gonna go from left to right. And so I don't miss anything. We have Home Depot, which will be $175. Actually, it's $176. So 150, 75, 6. 176 for our Home Depot appliances. Next, veteran donations done. Affirm was done last week. Gym membership is actually coming up. I said we were gonna go in order, but look at me going against the rule. Gym membership, $28, 25, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we did have our gas bill for today taken care of, and then upcoming charge for electric. So gas bill was $48, 20, 40, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then our electric bill, y'all, 300, 200, 365, 50, 65. It's like a very sad day. Very sad. $365, okay. And then big bill day. Did I already skip my phone bill? I might have. We might have to go back to phone bill if I skipped it. Car note and insurance bundle. So this is $712 for my car notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. 10, 11, 12. And then my insurance bundle is $333. 1, 2, 3, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is a thicker. Oh, she still got in there snug. Oh, there's phone bill, $43. 40, actually 1, 2, 3, okay. Got that right on the money, $43. So that is all of my electronic bills binder expenses for my bills binder. And then I also had some change from the week, and we'll go ahead and add this to our vacation fund. I don't want to drop this, so I'm gonna do this in increments. Okay, I'll be so happy when that guy is full, and I will literally put it towards most likely a vacation fund. So that basically sums up our whole week. We had $1,203 in and $344 out for spending for the previous week. So thank you so much for budgeting with me and doing a week 1 recap and week 2 look ahead. Please like, subscribe, comment, and follow for more content. Y'all have a great day.